What's up, Gemini, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. So I am just about caught up where things are coming out on time, so I'm really excited. So by October, like I said, everything's going to be back to normal. So thank you guys for just being so patient throughout all this chaos and just me adjusting to life, taking some time off. But let's see what's going on, guys. So this is going to be your September mid-month reading. This will be from September 15th to October 15th, okay? And this will be for Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. It's a completely general reading, so whatever comes out, comes out. And, of course, this is not always going to resonate with 100% of people, guys. My intention is always to make sure that it resonates with those who truly need the message, okay? So you could always try back another month, or you can get a personal reading, and that will be tailored just to you, okay? All right, Gemini, let's see what's up. What is going on with you guys? Let me just flip this a bit so we make sure that this isn't up, you know, too many reversals. Give it a nice twist here. Okay. I know a lot of people always complain when reversals pop out, so I just try to give it a nice little shuffle. Make sure that it's even on both ends. Okay. Also, for anyone who is looking forward to getting a personal reading, or wants to rather, at the end of the video I will talk about the entire process, so please listen in. And if you guys happen to be in the Florida area, I do have some announcements, so definitely listen in for that as well, okay? Alright guys, so let's see what's up here. Okay. Alright. Move this back a bit. There we go. Alright, Gemini, so let's talk about this, guys. Now, and I don't know why I'm flipping this last card, but for some reason, let's look at this. We have the Devil card in the reverse that I had just flipped for no reason, so, you know, subconsciously it could just be the card saying that there's something very toxic that you guys may have been part of, or just something that you were really just caught up in, you know, maybe drinking too much, going out too much, partying too much, just doing anything that, if you do too much of it, it could be detrimental to the path that you truly want in life. But what I was really looking for was the bottom of the deck, okay? So the energy that you guys have for this reading is the Six of Swords. Okay, so with the Six of Swords, it could be moving away, you know, from someone where it can be very painful. This could be a job you move away from, a family member you move away from. It could be you traveling, and, you know, it could be difficult to travel. A good example of this would be, you know, if you are in the military, or if you're a military spouse and you have to deal with the whole deployment issues. So a sense of moving away from something, or just making a move in general, that could be a little difficult at first, but definitely, you know, bringing you to calmer waters where you're finding balance here, and you're slowly working on a new path in life to get through the imbalance that you're feeling, something that you know must happen, okay? So let's see what's up. The first card that you guys have for your past is the Two of Cups. So a very strong connection that you have to a person. This could also be with a job too, where you kind of find something that you're truly meant to do, that you're truly, you know, suited for. So let's see why this card is here and what's going on with this. You know, it could be someone that, again, is just very important to you. And with the Nine of Cups in the reverse, it's like you have this strong connection to someone, but there's this sense of unhappiness around it. Okay, and we have the Seven of Wands in the reverse, where whether it's coming from you or somebody else, there's just this energy of not being able to handle the adversity in a situation anymore. Just feeling like it's too much, feeling like you have to just throw in the towel at this point. Now we have the Knight of Swords. So regardless of what position you guys take on this, you're really thinking in a way where you're trying to do things in a logical way. You're trying to do what you think is going to be best, and anything that you feel will be detrimental to the path you want to go down, you're just, not going to go down that path. But there's definitely a new start here that you guys want for yourselves, that you're very, very passionate with. And whether it's you or somebody else, possibly a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, there's somebody here who's really just fed up. Somebody that feels like they have put a lot of time, a lot of investment. It could be monetary investment. It could be just investing time in something and being upset because you don't feel like you're getting what you really want or what you really worked for, okay? Now we have the Wheel of Fortune. So with the Wheel of Fortune, this is something that changes your life in a positive way, a good turn in events here. So let's see what this Wheel of Fortune is about in your past. We have the Ace of Pentacles. So there's a change of events where you guys have this new start, where it's a really solid new start, something that could be in your life, for a long time. It could be something stable for a while. And you have the Devil card in the reverse. So even if you had to move away from someone or something, maybe some habits that you had, you guys are removing yourself from something negative, something that could have been toxic. All right, and definitely a new start here. So it could be, for some of you, a new job, a new relationship, a new friendship, just a new part of life. For some of you, it could specifically be a pregnancy, okay? Now, the last card that we have for the past, guys, is the King of Pentacles in the reverse. So in this case, it would be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn energy, but anyone could take on any of the energies of any cards. And, with the King of Pentacles in the reverse, this is someone that stays in something, not necessarily out of love or out of genuine admiration. They stay in it because there's some sort of convenience in it. So a job that you hate, but you show up to it because there's a paycheck. A family member that you can't stand, but they make the best ribs, so you just, swallow your pride for an hour and you show up, you show your face, and you take a plate to go. That sort of, situation. So, sometimes people are here because they're too scared to move forward from a situation. Maybe this is someone who's been in a relationship for a really long time and they're just scared of having to start over. So it's just that sort of energy where someone has this, nonchalant air about them with something that's, happening. We have the Strength card. So for some of you, you could have been dealing with a Leo, just a Leo specifically in this case. But this is a card about resiliency, strength as it says, and really standing your ground and moving forward in a powerful way. All right, and we have the King of Wands. So it could be, again, that Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, but fire energy here. With the Strength card, it's Leo specifically. So maybe, someone feels this way towards a Leo. Or maybe there's a Leo that was very strongly in your life, or just a fire sign that was in your life. And maybe they were starting to kind of break away from the situation. Maybe they were losing a bit of interest in whatever you guys were doing together, whether it's, a business partnership or a relationship. But there could be the sense of clarity, okay, that something that you might be very, very happy in, someone feels fed up, okay? So it's like you guys know what you want, but there's a slight disconnect with whatever this is. So let's find out what's going on. In the present moment, the first card that you guys have is the Temperance card in the reverse. And this is going to be something that your soul is very uneasy with. This could also be, this is the card for Sagittarius as well. So Sagittarius is kind of thrown off with you right now. We have the Nine of Wands in the reverse, giving up on something that, again, has too much adversity. Something that you tried for the longest time possible to get through, and, everything just gives. And you have the Three of Swords in the reverse, where there's the sense of disappointment that you could have, or heartache that you have, and you're really just trying to suppress it, okay? But there could be a realization that something is really changing in your life, and you guys are about to take on a complete new chapter. Let me turn on this light over here so it could be a little bit better. I feel like that's too bright. Okay, we're just going to go with the Zen mood for now. Alright, so the next card that we have here, guys, is the Ten of Swords in the reverse. And I will turn on this light again at some point because the sun is going down now. But with the Ten of Swords in the reverse, Even if you guys went through something difficult, this is a situation here where the worst that could have happened has happened. Okay, so you're getting past, that huge heavy feeling. You hit the peak of pain, or the peak of disappointment, or the peak of betrayal, okay? And we have the Five of Swords in the reverse. So you're at a point where you're avoiding problems at all costs. And, not only is this the cards for your present moment, but this is the center of your reading. So this is the one spot that every card here is going to connect to. And you have the Hanged Man. So you guys just get to the point where, whether it's you that's upset or someone else that's upset over, how things are going down, you're just at the point where you're listening to your soul, where you're telling yourself, look, I've, gone above and beyond in the past, and right now I just cannot overexert myself anymore. If something feels like it's too difficult after trying this long, then maybe I'm better off without it. Okay? And there's certain things in life that we're gonna have to work hard for. Let's say you want to compete in a race, or you want to go to the Olympics, or you want to be in a competition, or you're going on, I don't know, The Voice, things like that. Of course, you're going to have to fight for it. It's not necessarily just going to be handed to you. But there's certain things in regards to, like, let's say career, or friendships, or relationships, romantic relationships. There should be that sense of flow, okay? That connection that you have where you don't feel like you're holding someone by the throat. You don't feel like you're really just, fighting and fighting and fighting. I feel like there's certain things in life that should just be, okay? And of course, we're always going to go through rough patches, but if you look at the entire situation as a whole, you have to ask yourself, has it mainly been good times and laughs and good situations, or has there been a lot of, tragedy here? Has there been a lot of pain? Has there been a lot of crying? Okay, this is just getting too dark, guys, so I'm sorry. Let's deal with this light here. But there's really just a sense of, is this more good for me than it is bad for me? Or has it given me more of a headache than anything else? And that's, the point that I feel you guys are at. And you have the Eight of Cups. So a card of turning your back, walking away from something that you were very invested in, and just finding this new chapter, going down a new path. But again, with the Queen of Cups in the reverse, someone is very upset about this ending. Could be you, could be a person that you're dealing with. And we have the Five of Wands. So this is fighting, arguing, bickering, feeling a sense of competition with a person or in a situation. And you guys are really between a rock and a hard place. So it's like, what has to be done, but there's that hesitation in regards to doing it. All right, you guys are very guarded here. For some of you, maybe you're financially very tight right now, okay? But there's something here that is a waste of time and effort, and that is causing a lot of instability. So we really, at this point have to find out what that is. Now, going forward into the future, we have the Ace of Swords. So this is a card all about new beginnings, but the most important thing about this new beginning is that you're cutting out something that was very, difficult, that could have left you or somebody else scorned, where there was just a lot of bullshit, but now you're cutting it out. For some of you, you're cutting it out completely. For others of you, you're just cutting out the bad parts of it. So if there was, a lot of petty arguing, or maybe bad habits that people had, you're dropping the petty arguing, you're dropping, any bad habits to make something work. So let's see which direction this will take for you. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. So for some of you, it could just be moving away from it altogether and saying, you know what, I'm done with this part of my life, or I'm done dealing with this. Okay, and you have the Hierophant. And guys, to me, and it's not just because I'm a Taurus, but this to me is the most powerful card, because this is kind of our connection to our higher self, to the universe, to the fifth dimension. And with this being a major arcana, this is something that is inevitable. We can delay it, okay, to a certain extent, but we can't completely just avoid it. All right, so with this Hierophant here, you guys are realizing that something is bad judgment, that it was a waste of time and effort. But what the universe is saying is, look, You were meant to walk away from this and to stop working on this. And not only is this a card about confirmation that you're going in the right direction, but this is you going in the right direction to align yourself, I'm spitting over here, to align yourself more with your higher self, with your higher purpose. Okay, so not all is lost here. The fact that you guys experienced this, or, you know, went through this situation, or were with this person or these group of people, you learned a lot. And it's something that is really going to benefit you in the future. So you really have to take in what you learned, let go of the bad that didn't help the situation, and keep it moving, all right? Life keeps turning, you know, the world keeps spinning, so we got to keep it moving, guys. We have the Nine of Swords in the reverse, so that's good. If there was any sort of anxiety, any sense of you guys, you know, losing sleep at night, that completely goes away. Okay, for 1% of you, this could be extreme anxiety that you feel in a situation, but my feeling is not anxious when I see this card. Okay, in this case, it could either mean no anxiety or extreme anxiety, but, you know, I have to go by how I feel, and I feel like a lot of you will not be anxious about this. But there's just somebody here that, again, was just too fed up, that they put a lot into a situation, and they just didn't want to worry about things. Now we have the Seven of Swords, where not only is somebody very fed up, but there's also secrets that you, let's see if I can pick this up. There's also secrets that you or somebody around you is keeping. Okay, and there's something here at this point that is out of your control. Okay, that's something that's very clear to me. But you guys move forward from a place where you felt stuck. Again, there's an offer that doesn't come in for you, or an offer that you just don't want to accept, but you come out powerful, guys. You're the Queen of Swords still at the end of this, whether you're a male or a female. When you have Queen or King energy, it's very strong energy. All right, so yes, there's something that you may have lost control of. Yes, maybe life went in an unexpected way, but this is what happens when you're out of it. Okay, you become way more self-sufficient. And if you guys were having any financial burdens, any financial problems, that completely changes. Things skyrocket for you. This is the type of money where you can go to the most expensive, you know, steakhouse in New York City, and you don't have to worry about the bill. You don't have to check your bank account. You know it's there. So this isn't only just, you know, money coming in. This is a lot of money coming in, if that's what the situation is pertaining to for you. Okay. Now we have the Magician in the reverse as the last card for your future. And this is someone who can be manipulative, or something that you guys choose not to manifest anymore. Four of Wands in the reverse. So something just being very unstable, or having instability with someone who's being manipulative. And we have the Page of Cups. All right. In this case, if there is specifically a water sign of Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio that comes in for you, things with this person could be a bit unstable. It wouldn't necessarily be the first person I choose to trust at all. Or there could be some sort of offer that sounds good, that really, you know, appeals to your emotions. But again, you really have to get the full story here. So, you know, the most I can say that in the future, if you get some sort of offer that makes you very excited, or maybe it feels too good to be true, you know, I'm not saying to completely dismiss it and feel like it's not going to be true, but just do your research and make sure that, you know, everything that's being offered truly stands. All right, but at the end of this, guys, I really do see you guys moving away from something, but being at that stage right before you make that move. Knowing that you have to, but not being ready to just yet, okay? So definitely something that's being let go of, guys, okay? But I see a lot of prosperity for you once it's let go of. So again, could be a job, maybe it's a detrimental friend, maybe a roommate or something that you're moving out now and you have your own freedom, okay? But this is going to work out in your favor, even if you don't initially feel that way, okay? Alright, guys, so I am going to be using Earth Magic Oracle cards by Stephen D. Farmer for some guidance. So let's see what's up. Okay. Let's get all these cards. Alright, one more here. cards of guidance does the sign of Gemini need to see for the September mid-month reading 2018? Okay, guys. So let's see what fell out for you. Okay. All right. So what I'm really feeling here, guys, is that there was a new beginning in your life that you were really looking forward to. Something that you're really, really excited about, where you may have put yourself out more than you usually do, where you may have shown a more vulnerable side than usual. But unfortunately, in this case, I don't feel like things were unfolding in the way that you expected to. Now, I don't want this to be something that, you know, discourages you, and I'm sorry, guys, you know, my allergies are kicking in so heavily, but I'm on my local honey, so hopefully it goes away soon. But what I was saying is, I don't want you guys to get discouraged if this is something where you really, really put yourself out on a limb and it's just like, damn, you know, I really was very vulnerable here. I really took a risk here and something didn't work out the way that I wanted it to. Because, you know, it really shows strength to put yourself out there like that. And if you're a person who can take risks and who can do things not necessarily knowing whether it's going to work or not, then you have, you know, just with that mentality within itself, you have a very high chance of success, of just doing things that need to be done that maybe the majority of people in this world wouldn't do. All right, so you took a chance. Maybe something didn't unfold the way that you wanted it to, but because it does not unfold, your energy here is dragonfly emergence. So this card is very powerful for a lot of reasons. Okay, obviously, you know, with the obvious here, we have emergence. So you guys are really kind of like coming out of your cocoon, and I feel like you may be in the darkness of that cocoon and you might feel it, but there's such a beautiful after effect once you're able to get out. Now, with this whole dragonfly concept, what this card really talks about is that with dragonflies, they can actually stay in a larva state for a very long time, maybe even years, okay? But it's underwater. So this is a sense of nothing really happening. You don't really know when you're going to merge and when you're going to do something, you know, greater than your current status in life. But eventually it does come to surface, and it does come out as this very beautiful, you know, dragonfly. So it's kind of like you guys are in that larva state right now, where there's this huge emergence that's about to happen. Something very incredible, Gemini, that's going to come in for you guys. But the only issue here is that, you know, you have the autumn equinox card, release, in the reverse. The barrier between that success that I see coming in for you guys, that wealth, that prosperity, that abundance, is your inability to release what needs to be released. And at this point, you guys already know what it is. It's just that hesitation in doing so. Okay, going a bit deeper, for a lot of you, I feel like the reason why it's difficult is maybe you made a very strong promise to someone. Maybe they made a very strong promise to you, and again, I feel like you guys were very heartfelt and very, you know, just heart-set, what's the words I want to use for this, just very adamant about making this happen, okay? But the synergies weren't there, guys, okay? The synchronicities weren't there. There's certain things in life where we have to know when we're trying in a healthy way and when we've passed that point where it's like, okay, you should have let it go, you know, at this point, but you're still trying. So with whatever this is, I feel like you've gotten to that point, and you've gotten to the point where it's just, you know, having to let this go. Okay, you guys want synergy. You guys want that sense of, okay, this feels right, this feels awesome, this feels effortless. All right, but yeah, once you guys are able to let this go, that's when everything happens here. But with, you know, the activation card here and the solitude card, it's something where you have to remove yourself from a situation before you're able to reach that next step. Okay, so you really just need to make sure that you guys allow yourself to reach that next step and not to be too hard on yourselves. Okay. I feel like the biggest issue, and just with us as humans that we have sometimes, is that we're so afraid to let things go. And we think about the pain of not having certain things in our life. We think about the attachment that we have to that thing. And I really feel, and I know situations could be very difficult. I've been in places where it's taken me years to let things go. But if you rip off that band-aid, guys, if you just make that move, cut out what you need to cut out, every day you're saving yourself a day of pain, a day of hurt. The advice that I always give to myself, the affirmation I always have to myself and that I tell other people, is that you have to make sure that you are looking out for your future self. Whatever we're going through right now, we just have to get through it. But instead of dragging things along further than they need to be, or really just trying to stay in something because of maybe how much time or how much effort you put into it, we just have to keep it moving, guys. If it didn't work out, you have to just tell yourself, look, okay, it didn't work out. I lost that, but what do I still have to work with? What can I still build? Because if you delay yourself, or maybe if you get lazy and maybe you don't want to show up at work, maybe you don't want to go out in society as much because it's hitting you so hard, the only person that it affects is you. The only person that loses out is you. If you're taking days away from working on, a life goal or, a huge career choice that you want to take, that's you setting yourself back. That's you not reaching a potential because of something that you're having a hard time letting go. So it could be painful, but nothing is more painful than holding on longer than what is necessary. Okay, but something here has definitely ran its course, Gemini. Okay, guys, and that's probably what I'm gonna name this. Because that's what I feel is happening. But the beautiful part in all of this is that life isn't necessarily fair. Just because something really shitty happens to us tomorrow doesn't mean we're going to win, the mega for $500 the next day. Okay, life doesn't always balance out like that. But in this case, that's what life is doing to you. Life is saying, look, I know that this is a shitty circumstance. I know that this might not be what you initially wanted, but I got you. And you're going to have something so much better. And, I'm definitely someone who's gone through that time and time and time again, where I have been devastated about things that I have lost in my life. And then when I look back at it, I'm just like, shit. If I was still very close to this person, I would have never gotten into this. I would have never excelled in that. If I would have still been with this person romantically, I would be in a very bad place, and I would be completely reliant on somebody else. And it's just little things like that. So for a lot of you, I really need you to just be strong and keep your head up, because you might not see that initial light, okay, at the end of this tunnel. But it is there, and you have to walk towards it. And sometimes we won't have that complete path ahead of us. Maybe you see the first, 2 or 3 steps in front of you. But take those 2 or 3 steps. It will add up to something, and there will be a destination that you reach. But allow yourself to reach that, okay, guys? Now, let's see what is going on in regards to personal readings. So for anybody looking to get a personal reading, there are 2 ways to get them. One, you can go to my website, highvibrationswithliz.com, and it's in the link. The link is in the description below. So once you guys go there, you can get a standard reading, which the rate time right now is anywhere from 3 to 4 full weeks. And if you guys have something that's very, very pressing, get an emergency reading, because it's about a 2-day wait, excluding any major U.S. holidays or Sundays. I take every Sunday off just to chill and unwind. But yes, guys, so you have that emergency option, and there's an option called a quick question. It's just $10, and you guys can ask any question that you want. I respond to you in a video like this, and give you whatever answer you need. Now, once you guys go to book a reading on my website, it will take you to a calendar where you can select a day and a time. Unfortunately, I'm not able to sell my services without that option, so I'm just letting you guys know I do not look at it. It doesn't matter to me at all. The only time I reach out to a person, to schedule a time, is if it's an hour reading or longer, and we're doing it by phone. Okay, in that case, of course, I'm gonna have to schedule it with you. But anything under an hour, guys, it's recorded, it's sent to your email. So please be patient. Understand that I am one person dealing with thousands of people, and I'm so super flexible. So just email me, reach out, and if it's more than like a month that you guys are waiting, please email me, because I have the terrible habit, and I'm really trying to, you know, avoid doing this, but I have the terrible habit of literally just recording somebody's reading but forgetting to upload it and forgetting to send it. So just don't get upset with me, you know, if you've been waiting like 4 or 5 days for an emergency reading, or if you've been waiting like, you know, 6 or 7 weeks for a reading. Definitely reach out. I definitely forgot to send it, okay guys? So you can always do that. But the other way to contact me, guys, is through an app called Instant Go. Right now it is only for iPhone users, but it's a super easy app to use. My link is in the description, and basically once you guys are on that app, just go ahead and ask me whatever it is that you need. It is $10 per question, so once you ask me what you need, based on how many questions you ask, I will send you an invoice. Once you pay that invoice, I send you the answer, okay? And I'm usually pretty quick with Instant Go, because it tells you how long it takes for me to respond, and I like to keep that number very low so that people are not discouraged from asking me questions, okay? So usually with that, you know, I respond within 12 hours or so, so it's actually probably a little quicker than the option on my page, but I'm always super quick with those quick questions, okay guys? But other than that, guys, I love you, and I will be back in October for your October monthly readings. Take care, guys.